I get asked by parents, Father, how can we make Mass more interesting for our kids? They're getting bored. It's always kind of the same thing, always the same words. Maybe the homily might change a little bit, but apart from that, Father says the same things. My kids, how can they not get bored in Mass? Well, what if we were to point out that you and your kids all watch the same story and none of us get bored? Let me show it to you with movies, the ones that make the most money, the ones that most people watch. We start off with a neutral hero. And then suddenly he becomes aware, or she becomes aware of an evil, the big bad. There's a monster outside. And then they need a mentor. They need someone to teach them how the ropes work, how this new world works for this battle of good versus evil. And then they need to get a team together. They need to work with others to fight against evil, to be united. But they start to give of themselves and sacrifice, and yet it's not enough. They're going to make mistakes, they're going to fail, and evil is going to be more powerful. And that's when the big moment comes, the climax, where they have to really give everything. And they make the big sacrifice, and suddenly there's a transformation that happens that enables them to overcome evil. And it's the victory of good. Well, let's rewind. We go into Mass as neutral protagonists. We go in and, yeah, things are kind of ordinary, but suddenly we realize that there's a battle against sin happening. I confess that I have sinned, you have sinned. We are all struggling against the enemy called sin. And then we realize we need mentorship. We sit down and receive the reading. We stand up for the gospel. We have an explanation that helps us to realize we're all fighting against sin and how this battle works and how we can win. And we begin to make our offerings, to work together as a team for prayers of the faithful. And then we give of ourselves, we offer up bread and wine, but it's still not enough. And that's where we have to give more, and there becomes a transformation where God's power descends and transforms that last gift when we're given everything at the offering spiritually, and it becomes the body and blood of Christ. And that transforming power is now entering our lives through communion, which enables us to go out and conquer evil in this world. And that, of course, sets up the sequel of our mission into the world to bring the triumph of goodness. So let's go into the Mass ready to live the greatest story ever. A story where it's not Frodo or Captain America who are your protagonists, but if we live Mass this way, we can make every Mass super.